we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sana IE. I'm your host, XO, and we're back with the next episode of Sana IE. This is your first time listening. Welcome to Sana IE. Sana IE is a platform for mental health, getting you mentally fit, mentally ready, mentally prepared for the world, everyday life with the ups and downs, the traumas, the triggers, the coping mechanisms, and different elements when it comes to mental health, like the childhood trauma that plays a huge role in adulthood, and understanding your childhood and understanding the trauma that you went through to help you propel into adulthood and really know what you're feeling and how you're feeling. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. On this episode, we're going to be discussing advice I wish I knew sooner and ways to keep your brain healthy. But first, let me kick off the show with the quotes of the day. And my first quote is, when your instant reaction to everything is no, it's like you're unleashing a little monster that eats up all of life's possibilities. With anything in life teaches us to keep an open mind in every situation. We have to be open-minded and know that everything doesn't need the answer no, or we don't have to be on the defensive, or we don't have to say like, oh, I'm against that, or that's not me, that's the old me, I'm stuck in my ways of certain things. But it's like you have to understand that you have to be open-minded, and you can't have the reaction to everything like, no, I can't do this, no, I don't want to do that, no. Having open mind teaches you about life, and you learn more about yourself when you keep an open mind in life instead of keeping a closed mind and reacting to no when your answer should be yes, or at least think about a yes or no answer instead of the instant reaction being a no. But once again, the quote is, when your instant reaction to everything is no, it's like you're unleashing a little monster that eats up all of life's possibilities. And my next quote is, do something instead of killing time, because time is killing you. I read this quote and I was like, yo, this hits home. This is crazy. And that's true though, because it's like, we know time is constantly going no matter what. We sleep, wake up, and everything. And it's like you're not gaining time, you're losing time. So the times you think, well, I just want to kill time doing this or kill time doing that, see how you can invest that time so you can get your time back. And you're like, how can I get my time back? Getting your time back by where you're not doing so much with your time, as well as killing time or working so much, working a 9 to 5. Like, how can I get my time back? Really working and understanding, like, yo, maybe I can create something so I can get my time back, where I can kill time or invest time doing something that I love instead of killing time working nonstop. But do something instead of killing time, because time is killing you. But I'm gonna give you a brief break, and we're gonna hop into the show discussing advice I wish I knew sooner. Thank y'all for tuning in to Sana IE. If you've been wondering, how can I learn a new language? What is one of the best ways to learn a new language, especially when I'm always on the go? I have no time to really sit down, read a book, or watch different videos on language learning. Well, what I recommend is using an app that I've been really steadily using as I've been learning Spanish. And the app is Duolingo. With this app, you're learning the language that you want to learn. It starts off easy, but as you gradually go on, learn more and more, it gets harder by the way. But the fact that it only takes 15, 20 minutes out your day to really sit, learn that language, and learning that language, and you retaining that information, you're bound to be fluent in the language that you want to be fluent in. So if you don't have the app already, go ahead and check out the Duolingo app. Let me know what you think. Let's get back to the show. Advice I wish I knew sooner. And the first one will be, your mental health is more important than your career, money, other people's opinion, that event that you said you attend, your partner's mood, and your family's wishes. If taking care of yourself means letting someone down, then do it. And I wish I knew this sooner. Really found this out. I'll say, well, when I first started diving into mental health and what mental health is, and I started to understand, like, I don't have any obligation to nobody else. I just have an obligation to myself and making sure I am mentally fit and mentally sound to attend certain occasions, to deal with certain people, to help people out, or be subjected to other people's opinions. And it's learning about yourself over time on a daily basis and learning, okay, my mental health is more important. Am I mentally sound for this person to be talking to this person right now? How am I mentally overall? Am I mentally drained? Do I need some mental peace right now? What do I need for myself? And we have to understand that our mental health is more important than anything else in the world, because at the end of the day, health is wealth, and everything starts with your mental health for how you operate in this world. So something that I recommend doing is midweek check-ins. What I usually do, midweek check-ins, every Wednesday checking on myself, seeing how I'm doing mentally, or even at the end of the day check-ins where you're checking yourself at the end of the day and see how you mentally are, because some days are more mentally draining than others. So we have to take the time to check on ourselves and have that time, that me time within these days to de-escalate or decompress after a long day. And we just have to be aware of what we want and what we need. We can't always cater to everybody else and what they need. It's okay to be selfish. If you've been selfless for so long, it's okay to be selfish when it comes to your mental health, your mental capacity. I know we all have bills, we all have a family to take care of, but we can't let our mental health go unchecked. And if you've been neglecting your mental health, I know you've been in a constant cycle, then take some time. Take some time to check in on yourself and see how you're doing. Seeing if you're at where you need to be. And if you're not, okay, do what you have to do to get back to where you're mentally sound. What brings you mental clarity? What brings you mental peace? And really asking yourself that. And if you don't have self-care days, take some time. Self-care days, one day out the week where you're just taking care of yourself overall, making sure you are good. And number 2 would be, don't attach yourself to a specific place, person, company, organization, or a project. Attach yourself to a mission, your future, a set of goals. This is the best way to follow your heart and avoid getting attached to something that isn't right for you. Attachment is detrimental to our long-term growth, because we can't be attached to everything. We have to see is like, if this person goes, this person goes. If this place goes, this place goes. If this company goes, this company goes. This organization, this project, if it goes, it goes. We can't hold attachment to everything. We can't be so handcuffed to everything that we don't get the chance to live. We have to see that everything has an expiration date on it. We can't keep things in our lives longer than they should be. So ask yourself right now, have I been too attached to this person? Like, if this person left you today, who would you be? Would you still be the same person? Or would you be somebody different? What about the place or your company or the career that you're at? Does that career define you, or do you define the career? And it's really asking yourself and checking in and seeing, what am I attached to? Because we all have some sort of attachment, but it's like we can't be too attached to everything. We got to learn to let things be and let things go if they go, and just go with the flow. Number 3, love is a form of intimacy, and you can't have intimacy without vulnerability. Damn. That's like a mic drop. I just dropped the mic right now. But love is a form of intimacy. You have to be vulnerable when it comes to love. If your past makes you avoid being vulnerable, you'll never have intimacy. Avoiding vulnerability feels like self-defense, but in the long term, it's self-harm. You have to be vulnerable when it comes to the people you love, the person you love, or anything when it comes to love. Being vulnerable lets you open up, and it shows the strength within you. I know it is. We all in love, or we're in love. We don't want to show the vulnerable sides, our weak sides, the sides that we don't love about ourselves. But we have to be vulnerable to see if that person, that the people around us, are the ones for us. We can't be so caught up in judgment of being vulnerable. Vulnerable, you get more strength when you show yourself on your vulnerable side. You learn more about yourself. You grow and you learn more about the people around you. So love is a form of intimacy, and you can't have intimacy without vulnerability. Number 4, 99% of harm is caused in your head by you and your thoughts. 1% of harm is caused by reality and what actually happens and the outcome. Think about that. Most of the time, the problem isn't the problem. The way you think about the problem is. You ever thought about that? Like, the problem isn't necessarily the problem. The way you think about the problem is the problem. Because everything has a solution in life. But we are constant overthinkers. We always think the worst. Our brains are fixated on survival. So we always fixate on the worst possible outcomes of everything instead of focusing on that positive. And the more you focus on that positive, the more solutions that you create. And honestly, you can fix most of your problems by just fixing your thoughts, fixing your thought process, fixing the way you think about things in life. You'll have a lot more positivity in your life. If you've been having more of a problem mindset instead of a solution mindset, take a look on the inside. See, how do I change my thinking? How do I change my thoughts? How do I get out of this negative headspace and transform into a positive headspace? Get more positivity in life, more positive energy within me. And if you want to feed a problem, keep thinking about it. But if you want to starve a problem, take action. Take some action today. If you have that where you're constantly thinking of problems, thinking like, how can I change this mindset? This mindset isn't me. This mindset doesn't serve who I am. Problems feed off of worry, and that action kills anxiety. Number 5, nobody is as successful as Instagram or TikTok makes them look. And nobody is as pretty as the filters make them seem. The only healthy and real worthwhile comparison is who you were yesterday versus who you are today. At the end of the day, it's always you versus you, old you versus new you, who you were versus who you're trying to become. Once you come to that understanding that it's always going to be me versus me, not me versus the celebrity, me versus friend, me versus family member, it's me versus me at the end of the day. You are your own competition. Who you were yesterday versus who you are today. Who you were a year ago versus who you are today. Who you're trying to become versus who you were. And understanding that I don't have to compare myself or keep up with the Joneses. I have to live my life for me, my family, and really focus on moving forward, becoming a newer, better version of myself on a daily basis, getting that 1% better every day. And understanding that there is no competition, there is no comparison. The only competition or comparison is to myself, not to society. Even though that's how life plays out and how it's built, but no, you are your own opponent. It's you versus you at the end of the day. Who you want to become versus who you are now. And number 6, the last one up. This is a big one. Don't trust someone's words if their actions don't align. Their words will tell you what they want you to think. Their actions will tell you what they actually think. And I feel like that's really self-explanatory, but it's big because we're so trusting of what people say, and we don't pay attention to what people do, the actions that they portray, the things that they do, that they show us, that we're like, nah, that's not them. And we have to really see and open our eyes and be more aware of the actions versus the words, because the actions will speak for the words, will tell the truth behind the words. So we have to really look and trust somebody's actions versus trusting the words, because the words are like illusions. So don't trust someone's words if their actions don't align. Number 5 was nobody is as successful as Instagram or TikTok makes them look, and nobody is as pretty as those filters make them seem. Number 4 was 99% of harm is caused in your head by you and your thoughts. 1% of harm is caused by reality, what actually happens, and the outcome. Number 3, love is a form of intimacy, and you can't have intimacy without vulnerability. Number 2, don't attach yourself to a specific person, place, company, organization, or a project. Attach yourself to a mission, your future, and a set of values. And the first one, your mental health is more important than your career, money, other people's opinion, that event you said you'd attend, your partner's mood, and your family's wishes. I'm gonna give y'all a brief break and we're gonna dive into segment number 2, ways to keep your brain healthy. Before we jump back into the show, I just want to give y'all advice or a tip on one of the apps that I use. One of the apps that I use that's really been helping me really become more aware and control and of my self-destructive habits is Calm, the Calm app. And really using Calm really to utilize my meditation, really digging in on the meditations and learning more about myself and about the ways and stuff, the things that I do. It is very beneficial, and I love the Calm app. I meditate in the morning, I meditate in the afternoon, I meditate at night, and really getting deeper clarity on who I am, what I do, the things that I do. I'm very grateful for the Calm app. So if you haven't downloaded the Calm app yet, go ahead and download it and let me know what you think. Let's get back to the show. And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. So segment number 2 are 12 ways to keep your brain healthy. And the first one will be stimulation. And the ways to stimulate your brain will be challenging your brain with puzzles, games, as well as reading new books. Number 2 will be exercise. Constant physical exercise will heal the brain and keeps it fit. Number 3 is a proper diet. Eat foods with protein, unprocessed, unsaturated fat, and fruits and vegetables. Number 4, safety. Avoid head trauma by wearing helmets and seat belts. Number 5, Number 5, sleep habits. Our brains need around 7 to 8 hours of sleep to process and recharge. Number 6, learning. Keep your brain young by learning new things like a skill or a language. Number 7, switch routines. Change habits. It will surprise your brain and turns off autopilot. Number 8, be social. Interacting will trigger brain processes and lower depression. Number 9, manage stress. Try relaxation as stress exhausts your brain and hormones. Number 10, read books. Words and stories reduce the risk of cognitive decline. And cognitive decline is a form of decline in abilities severe enough to interfere with daily life. Number 11, avoid substances. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking is bad for your brain health. Number 12, digital detox. Too much screen time impacts sleep and will overwhelm the brain. So those are the 12 tips when it comes to keeping your brain healthy. Number 1, stimulation. Have you been stimulating your brain lately? Challenging your brain with different puzzles, different games, or even reading new books. That way you stimulate your brain and keeping your brain healthy. What about exercise? Are you in constant exercise? Even if you're not going to the gym, are you doing some daily cardio or walking outside or lifting home weights or doing home workouts? What about a proper diet? Are you having a proper diet? Are you eating foods with protein? Are you eating unprocessed, unsaturated fat, as well as eating fruits and vegetables? Having that proper diet helps your brain out, especially if you're consuming a lot of meat and everything. It'd be times where you have to have days where you just go with no meat and even just eating a salad or vegetables or some vegan, so you give your body time to digest, as well as I highly recommend fasting, intermittent fasting, when it comes to a proper diet as well, because that helps your body and your digestive system clean out the toxins within you, as well as helps you overall with the overall health and helps your brain out, because eating too much meat honestly ages you faster and ages your brain faster. Number 4 was safety. Number 5, sleep habits. Are you getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night? And it's really prioritizing that and knowing that My sleep is more important. I know at night we like to turn on Netflix, turn on Hulu, turn on one of the streaming apps to start binge watching shows, but we have to put things into perspective. Like, this show ain't going anywhere. I need my sleep and my rest for the next day so my brain can recharge and I can process how this day went. Instead of me staying up all night trying to binge watch a show or even work on a project, it's like you need this at least between 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night so you don't have to be feeling groggy the next day or feeling like you need more sleep. Number six was learning. Keep your brain young by learning new things like a skill or a language. What skills are you learning right now? What languages are you learning? And if you're not learning any skills or languages, one of the things I recommend when it comes to learning a language is the Duolingo app. Using Duolingo really helps out when it comes to learning a new language, any language you want to learn. That is basically a good app to use, because especially when you're on the run, you can spend 15 minutes a day learning a new language or even a new skill. What skills are you learning? What do you want to be this time next year? Do you want to be advanced in accounting? Do you want to learn how to be a content creator? Do you want to learn how to be a podcaster? What skills are you learning right now that'll help you in your future? But as well as learning these skills to keeping your brain healthy. Switching routines was the next one, number 7. And we have to switch our routines, change our habits, because we'll tend to be on autopilot. I notice that about myself when I'm doing certain things. I'll just be on autopilot instead of really interacting with the moment or the task at hand. So sometimes we have to change our habits, switch our routines to get out of that autopilot mode. Number 8, are you being social? Being social is a big thing. You're interacting with different people, triggers brain processes, and it lowers depression. So start being more social. If you're an introvert, start being extroverted sometimes, talking to people, expanding, getting to know the people around you, even the strangers. Number 9, how are you managing your stress? When you get stressed out, do you just let the stress build up? Do you try relaxation? Do you deep breathe? Do you take a quick meditation? What do you do to manage your stress? Number 10, read books. What books are you reading right now? Me, I'm reading 48 Laws of Power, and I'm about to start The Alchemist. So what books are you reading right now to really help your brain when you're learning new words, new stories, where it's lowering the risk of cognitive decline? Number 11, are you avoiding substances like alcohol or drugs, or even smoking? And number 12, are you having a digital detox? Are you having days out the week where you don't have that screen time? Where you're like, all right, Sundays, I'm not being on my phone. I'm putting my phone away. I'm being present with my family, being present with what I have to do for the week ahead. Or even that late nights, early mornings, late nights, where you're like right before you go to bed, 2 hours before you go to bed, put the phone down, put the screens down, read a book, plan the next day, prepare for the next day, instead of having the screens. That blue lights effect is real, and it really triggers in your brain that it's still daytime and it's time for you to be up. So getting proper sleep is adding to the digital detox, as well as making sure you're not putting too much time on these screens. And also checking, if you have an iPhone, I know my iPhone pops up every Sunday, shows my screen time throughout the week. Check out your screen time. How much time throughout the week do you really be on your screen? Or you be looking at the screens throughout the week? And that'll give you an awareness of what you need to do and what action you need to take. But once again, those are the 12 ways to keep your brain healthy. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Which of these 12 steps or ways do you need to implement yourself to keep your brain healthy? Let me know. Hit me up on Sanai at sanaipodcast@gmail.com. Let me know the emails, or even leave a review to like, yo, I need to implement this, or I need to implement that. We all have to implement some of these tips when it comes to keeping our brains healthy. But hope you have a great week. If you've been a fan of the show, share with the friends, share with the family members. And that's how we build the community. That's how we build Sanai up. That's how we grow and impact more people. But I appreciate y'all listening since day one, the new listeners, everybody that's been tuned in, giving out reviews, giving out shout outs. I appreciate y'all. With that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with this. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. Have a great week. We'll be back with Sana. I-E.